what are some popular exotic examples of what these UFOs could be? So we've mentioned that extraterrestrial, just meaning they've come from another, physically they've come from another part of a universe, a galaxy, right? But what are some other exotic examples of, dimension that, like, what
Sure.
yeah.
Well, the three competing, or four main competing theories. Firstly is the ultra-terrestrial theory. The
I haven't
idea
heard this.
this is the idea that another civilization developed on Earth, perhaps under the oceans, perhaps in caverns that we've not yet discovered, and that there's a second technological civilization on planet Earth.
Wow.
Living alongside but separate to us and occasionally interacting, and that's what we see with these UFO encounters and maybe some of the entity sightings as well. So ultra terrestrials is one. A second one, which you mentioned, is the idea that there's some sort of interdimensional intrusion. And again, a few years ago, this would have been waved away as just, sci-fi. And now, of course, if you look at string theory, you actually need the existence of other so-called hidden dimensions for string theory equations to actually work. And people like Michio Kaku are actively looking for these hidden dimensions using, for example, the Large Hadron Collider, the big particle accelerator in Europe. So that's another theory. A third theory, which has some traction in the parts of the UFO community, is the idea that this is time travelers from the future.
Okay, I've heard that, yeah.
And
us, right? You mean us?
Us, yeah. And of course, one interesting point about that argument is that people, the abductions is a whole different conversation, but when you look at abductions and some of the other alien contact experiences, they do look to be essentially humanoid. So the theory is from that part of the community, well, that's what we evolve into. And in hundreds of thousands of years' time, maybe millions, that's what we'll look like. And that for some reason, they're coming back in time, maybe to harvest genetic material, maybe to observe, maybe to change the future and avoid some catastrophic event by making tweaks to the past. Who knows? But the theory is out there. And the fourth one, very controversial, is the idea that it's demonic. Gods, devils, angels, demons, wherever people sit in relation to conventional religion. Sure. And even with conventional religion, there are a sort of hierarchy, for example, of angels and archangels and as well demons. And so some people view this as demonic. And very famously, for example, Lou Elizondo got some pushback from some fairly senior people in the Pentagon, one of whom told him, go read your Bible. So don't be studying this. Don't feed it and give it energy, because they thought it was very sort of dark side, i.e. demonic. So there's a lot of different theories out there.
I just want to be open. I think most people that come into the space, hopefully, just open to any idea. And I'm open to the demonic angel idea. I don't know how you could dismiss that as well, right? If we're not definitively saying one way or the other, that also does not sound as outlandish if we're talking about dimensions and time travel. And well, why would it be so crazy to think there was a creator and these are things he's sending down? That all, to me, it's all in the same realm. Again, I'm not saying one is more true than the other. Again, until all possibilities are open, right, essentially. So that is fascinating to think about. I guess the problem would be that story with Lou Elizondo, which I had heard before, I think directly from Lou in an interview or something, where, yeah, the person told him, yeah, we're not looking into this because it's demons. And he's like,
Yeah.
what? What do you mean? Like that we have to look into this. It doesn't make the sightings go away.
No.
Right. They're still here. We need to find out what this is that's breaching our airspace, breaching our water, however you want to put that, right? Like this is important to find out, no matter what your preconceived beliefs are, which I think can hold us back, right? If you're holding on to these things that won't let you move forward, that's what's detrimental, in my opinion, to this.
Exactly, because you've got to be data led in this, not conclusion led. And
Correct.
again, whatever we think we're dealing with, it's clearly a defense, national security, and indeed air safety issue. And that was Lou's point. And so it is frustrating that pushback comes not just from hard-nosed skeptics who think it's a waste of time and money, but from people who think it's absolutely real, but that because it's demonic and they think you shouldn't feed and give energy to demons by engaging with them. These people are like, yeah, it's real, but don't look at it. Well, as you say, doesn't make it go away. Everything that we've discussed showed me that you had prepared meticulously, and you know, frankly, I'm not going to name any names, but I've done some podcasts which were frankly pretty dreadful because the host had really no particular idea of what they were doing and had just sort of blundered their way through it. But train hard.
UFOs, huh? Right? They're just
UFOs.
like, yeah, UFOs. Yeah.
So yeah.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you want to support us. Follow us on Twitter at Vetted Podcast. This is Vetted.